Guys, in your opinion, does traditional weddings qualify as official marriage to you? What do you think of a partner asking you to look elsewhere for sex? You can join the conversation on all of our social media platforms at MX24GH with the hashtag BrokenPen, or you can send us your messages on our WhatsApp number 0550-331-511. My name is Yabita, and as usual, I'm trying to fix this broken pen with 3 guests today. Because it's about to be a long night, guys. I'm starting with the lady. She's a content creator, very beautiful lady, and she goes by the name Esther Inshirapokia Ameyao. Hey, Esther Inshirapokia Ameyao. Rest in peace to those of us with just 2 names. Hi, Esther.
Hi.
Oh my God, you're so pretty.
You are pretty too.
Oh, boy, did that damn me. Well, that damn me. Thank you so much for coming. Well, how was your day today?
It's not been bad. It's a normal day.
It's a normal day. Okay. Our next guest, he's a friend of mine. Look, he's a broadcast journalist. I love his show. He does this impact thing, you know. So he wants to impact your lives. Whether you like it or not, he's impacting you. And he goes by the name Felix Echo Dadzi. He is, I told you before, he's a broadcast journalist and a content creator. Hi, Felix.
Hi.
It's been like a year, right?
Yeah, 2 years.
2 years?
Since you became a superstar.
Hey!
I was telling you. So.
God, oh my God, salam. Felix, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. You're
And a
welcome.
returning guest. If you watched the first episode of Broken Pen this year, then you know this is a familiar face. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Nana Bafo, actor and comedian. Eja, let's say. Yes,
Shebium.
And then the first time.
Say almost on bebubu or pen quan the
If you're going to continue breaking your pants, we're going to continue sitting here and discussing your issues. But guys, thank you so much for coming today.
Welcome.
But before we start, Telecel says you're about to have the world at your fingertips. No, why? Because what? The wait is finally over. Telecel is here. Now you have everything you want and need: quick and reliable communication, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash, transforming your big business idea into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities, because with Telecel, there is no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. Tonight, our broken pen is titled, You Can Sleep with a Prostitute. Let's try to fix this broken pen after a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
This is a call to you. The dreamers. The ones that see no boundaries.
Dreamers take a chance.
The explorers that chart their own path.
Unlock the vibes, connect the energy.
The ones that dare to challenge the status quo.
Get connected, feel the
When others try to think outside the box, you wonder, what box?
catch the wave, enjoy the ride.
To the architects of their journeys. Every connection is an opportunity to explore every experience. This is your call to adventure. Your journey begins here. Be bold, be daring, be free. Connecting passions, connecting dreams, connecting ambitions. Telecel, connecting energies.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bets. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
As usual, to repair this broken pen from our studios here at MX24, we definitely need something refreshing for our parched throats because it's going to be a long night, and that is why Nags Cocktail Bar is here. They've got something for me. Hey, wait there. Nags is giving me something different, and as usual, I'm also going to be enjoying it. Thank you so much, Nags. Let me set it down. Now, Nags says, embrace that enchanted spectacle that will leave memories worth repeating with your guests. What's your vibe? No matter your take or vibe in life, we've got you covered. Nags Calabash and Cocktail Bar is your best plug for all your local and cocktail needs. You can call them on 0241 487 904 or reach them on their social media handles at Zicopai on Instagram and Frank Cock on TikTok. Let me remind you, this is an interactive show, so you can send your comments, your opinions, your reactions to our social media pages at MX24G8, or you can also do it via our WhatsApp number 0550-331-511. And now, to the elephant in the room. Can we get the story on screen? Now, my guests, I hope you're paying attention. The story says, just imagine you're a man, a married man for that matter, and your wife has the guts to tell you to look for sex elsewhere. This is my current headache, MX24. I will confess any day that I wasn't a virgin before marriage. I have slept with a couple of women, but before I met my wife, I went on a break. When I met her, I couldn't stop thinking about sleeping with her, but I realized she was not going to give in. In the end, I didn't care because I was really in love with her. If she wanted us to wait till after marriage to have sex, I didn't have a problem with that. After all, I could play the waiting game and I would get to have sex with her when we get married. So no big deal, right? Wrong. We agreed to do the traditional marriage and do a white wedding later so we could save money and budget properly for it. We did the engagement and everything last month, but still I haven't been able to enter my wife's garden. She won't allow me near because she says that if we don't do the wedding in church, then we are not ready to have sex. What is all these nonsense, guys? I've begged her to let me break my fast, but she's not agreeing. She claims a traditional marriage is not enough and that it is only after the church's blessings that we can consummate our marriage. To top up my confusion, she said to me that she won't mind if I go and sleep with a prostitute since I am sexually frustrated. To her, she's giving me a free pass till we are properly married. My people, between the two of us, who is more insane? Should I take her words seriously? And isn't engagement or traditional wedding enough to allow me access into my wife's underwear? I am at a point where I can't think straight. If she's driving me crazy for this small issue, what of other things to come up? Help me fix my broken pen, please. Hey! Debia asafu froba. Ina semi diaji nsemo. Hey! Guys, I am so cool. The Akosomo dam may be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Our enhanced early, partial, and auto cash features lets you cash your bets out early, cash out a portion of your ongoing bets, or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All of this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Remember, every bet you are placing is being regulated by the Ghana Gaming Commission. No under 18 betting. Betway, get way more. Now attend to my guests. Nana.
Yes.
Felix. Hello. You all heard the story. Now the first thing is, who should I start with? I'll start with Felix.
You start with me.
Yes. Felix, is traditional marriage, would you consider traditional marriage legal marriage?
Yes, I will consider it legal marriage.
Why?
Because that is the first step to commitment, I should say. That is what we have been introduced in the Bible. The Bible introduced marriage. That's when we got to know about marriage,
yes.
Where Adam and Eve came together. And when you read through the Bible, it's the parents that give the child in hand to marry. When you check Isaac, when you check Jacob, and all that, there was nothing like the grand wedding. Although it's nice, it's a culture. But I think
shading me, you're giving me shade. I know it's fine.
But I think the traditional marriage is the first. I think it's the legal type. It's the legal marriage, I should say. When you check our forefathers, I should say our our grandfathers and our mothers, and all, most of them went through traditional marriage. And to say, parents have the authority to give out a child's hand in marriage. So if you have a traditional marriage, you are married.
Okay. Pukia, what would you rather? The traditional marriage, no white wedding, or even if we do the traditional wedding, you would still want the white wedding?
Of course, yes, I will still want the white wedding. It's a church blessing, but it doesn't mean that since I want the white wedding, I wouldn't say the traditional marriage is not enough, because it's a let me say, a form of unitement between the two families.
Yeah.
So if the families are willing to give their children out and we consider that to be marriage, why is it not enough? Why would you say it's not enough? Yes, the church blessing has to be there, but then why would you say the traditional marriage is not enough?
Okay.
To me, if that is what you want, you can go for it, and it's enough for me, but then I'll still go in for the white wedding.
Okay. Nana, you know what chat now where?
Well, just like they've all rightly said, okay. Wedding is an event. Okay.
Yeah.
We are looking at marriage. Wedding is an event, and the traditional is where your parents give your hand to a man in marriage. Okay, that is where your dowry is being paid. That is where custom accepts the union.
Yeah,
that is where we have both extended and nuclear family together to give their blessing to the marriage. So I feel that is enough. But you see, Anitia, okay, has made, let me say, this younger generation wanting the white wedding. Okay.
Yeah.
The story we read is just a tip of an iceberg.
Oh.
Yes. Deep down, there is a reason why the lady is doing that. When you look at, there's this program going on, Mama F, all the ladies that go through the traditional marriage, excuse me to say, we the men, we take them for granted. We do to
Why
them.
do you say that?
Okay, you could see a lady, okay, that has stayed with a man for some time, giving birth with a man.
Yeah.
When things are going
3
on,
kids, 4 kids.
when things are going on, and the man starting getting money, he goes in for another lady, leaving the woman with nothing.
Why do you people do that? Why? Felix, why?
But if he says that, I am not in agreement.
Why do you say so?
With that, I think it is those who get married through what we call impinachie.
So those who are doing
that is not traditional marriage. Those who are taken for granted are those who the parents don't know. I mean, yeah, I MC the traditional wedding.
Yeah.
The warning that was given to the man.
You see, where I'm coming from, I'm talking about legalities. I'm not talking about a mere warning from somebody's lips.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you know that when you marry in church and you sign your certificate, you need to take it to AMA for it to be gazetted?
Okay, of course. Yeah.
Yes. If not, the law doesn't recognize it
as a marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be gazetted. Do you get it? And you've gotten married. Okay. Now the man wants to leave. You want to take it to court. What is your legal backing?
But you know, that's what also, I'll argue it from a point, that's what also gives a lot of ladies the opportunity to...
But don't you also think that if we don't legalize it...
If we are doing the right thing, our ladies will not be going in for...
You see, that was going to bring me to my second question, saying that, don't you think this particular lady in our story is acting that way because she knows that if we don't, for lack of a better word, legalize it in church, you're going to take me for granted?
I'm not sure that's what he's looking at.
That is what, because you know what?
I'm sure he's looking at the glam and everything.
No.
Because you
see,
because you see, if a man has done the traditional thing, that means the man is serious about you. I'm telling you from a man's perspective.
Phyllis, ideally, let me tell you something. Women, I'm going to say this. The two of us, okay? Yeah, let me use you.
Use me, my dear.
The two of us.
Use me as you please.
Should we realize as we are seated here that we've had something to do with Iya, we become best of friends?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, you even become my enemy?
No, it's a lie. Then
that means you were never in love with Iya.
No, listen.
That means you were never...
No, because you remember in one of the past episodes, we've had...
If you become best friends with the person, that means you were never... at first in love with you.
No, Phyllis.
Because men, the fact that we share, men are very jealous personalities, I must say. When a man is jealous about you or jealous, loves you, he becomes excessively jealous.
I'm saying where I'm coming from, you didn't get it.
Tell me.
Okay,
go ahead.
This is what I'm saying. If both of us, we realize that we've had something, it's hard. We've had something to do with Iya.
You dated me in the past, he has dated me in the past.
But women, the moment women realize that the two of them, they've had something to, they become enemies.
Yes.
They start fighting among themselves.
That one, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And that is what gives you the room to play with their head. Let me tell you something. A woman, ideally, when the woman is telling the man, go and sleep with a shower or a prostitute, that woman can never even sit 1 second to see the husband on top of another woman. See, the lady is trying to push the man to the extent of doing the white wedding.
Maybe it's because
there was agreement between them that they are going to save and then do the white wedding together. There was an agreement. So right now, if you are saving, is she not saving again?
Which I am thinking, because it's been a month, just a month, isn't that too short a time to be now? Pressure.
I mean, even if it's a year or two, you should give in to the man.
It cannot be a year or two. It's too much. It is too much. It's not married. You want 1 year to do the white wedding. By that time, we've given that to like 50.
Bro, you see why a lot of men are not doing the wedding?
No, I get it. But you see, when you read the story, the guy said, let me play the game of waiting.
Let me play the game.
Let me play the game. Let me play the game. See,
he wants to test the woman.
No. Let me tell you.
He wants to test the woman.
Phyllis, let me tell you.
Because a woman that doesn't have patience,
Phyllis, let me tell you something. As a brother, these women that we have today are very smart. They are very, very, very smart. As you are seated, whoever you are dating should tell you that, Phyllis, I can make you a billionaire in one day. That lady can go every length and breadth to make you. If that same lady should tell you, I'll frustrate you,
she will frustrate you.
And that is a myth. I think that is a myth. That is what is making women have power.
No.
A lot of women have power.
No.
They can misbehave in relationship and tell the man, wait. You know, today, before I came in, I was talking to a friend. He's outside the country, and he told me his arm is broken. And you know what he said? He said, "Anami ex na yemisa." You see, I think that is a myth that women used to control men.
I'm not going to say this because I am a woman.
If we break up,
I feel like women really do have power.
I'm coming. You see,
men have power. Women have power.
Phyllis, when you were starting, I'm happy you started with the Bible. Exactly. Let me take you to the Bible. In the New Testament, the Lord says that what? It said women will be forgiven in their childbearing. Okay? See.
He said they will be forgiving.
I'm coming. Okay. I'm coming. When you look at the scriptures, the only thing that God has created here was Adam and Eve. The rest of us came through women. They have a portion of power to create.
And a man doesn't?
No, listen.
No, I'm just asking you.
I'm coming. I'm coming. They have that power to create.
Okay.
Do you get it? We have a power that we took from God. They also have a power that they took from God. Do you get it? If you underestimate that power that was given to them,
a woman,
please, a woman can make you miserable in this life.
A man can also make you miserable. Is it because we were asleep when you guys were being created?
No, it's
is it because we were asleep and everybody thinks the woman has power? So you find out people, when we break up, they say, oh, Obani betumi aye obibi.
No, but have you not been in a relationship where you feel like your entire schedule, your entire life has altered because of this person entering your life?
Of course.
That is one of the power they will. That is literally one of the power they will.
So that is to say that they use this power to manipulate. Because if the guy says I'm stopping, I'm not doing it again.
With regards to manipulation, okay, let's put that one aside. Let's bring it to our story. I feel like that power, she's trying to use that power to tell him that let's do this thing quickly. I say, so
but we've agreed. We said we are waiting, right?
We are waiting.
We're waiting. Exactly.
Me, I say I wait. Like I say I won't wait again.
No, but you wait again.
He's being so insensitive to the man. I mean, preparation-wise.
But why did he say he's going to play the waiting game?
Because he has to give him time to prepare. Because
no.
Yeah, you've MC.
No, the way he's saying it is making it sound like he's capable of doing it, but he's going to
exactly.
play it.
Even if I'm capable, okay. So traditional marriage, I've married you. Let's continue. Yambo bra, you do baby near your wedding now. Your wedding. Your parents know me. I'm not going anywhere.
I need my white wedding. I need my proposal, my engagement, and my wedding.
Let me tell you something. The guy is not even he's not a playboy. He's not a game man.
Only game. You don't have game. Your game is dead.
This is someone who said before. Did you read the story? The man said that before he met the wife, he used to do stuff, but he paused.
No,
he has not retired though. He has paused.
That's even red flag.
No,
that's red flag number one.
And this is it. He paused because of the woman.
Exactly.
I'm coming. Because he knew if the woman should find out, or if the woman should see, the woman will not even give him the chance for the relationship. Okay, fine. Charlie, then let me play it cool. Let me wait. Let me do the traditional marriage.
Exactly.
Then I'm coming. You are playing your game. The woman is also playing her game. Do you get it? You are saying, let me play the waiting game. Let me do the... And the girl is smart.
But then that was before their marriage.
Exactly.
That was before. He said he was he was in that game before their marriage.
I'm talking about the waiting.
The waiting game.
The waiting before the traditional marriage. He said, let me play the waiting
even
game.
Before you continue, Pokia, you have a guy. You know he's capable of doing the traditional and the white wedding. He's done the traditional marriage, okay? And then he's telling you, oh, we should save and wait and do the white wedding. Now here you are getting to know that he can actually do this thing. Does it not make okay, you get to know two things. One, he was a playboy before he met you, and two, he can actually do the white wedding. Does it not make you think that perhaps he did the traditional wedding just to get into your pants?
That is true. I would think that. Oh, he did that because he wants to get into my pants.
That is what the lady is thinking.
But if you think like that, that means you, the lady, you are not into this. Because a man who loves you has gone to see your parents, brought his or her you see, it takes, you're a man, eh? It takes a lot of boldness for a man to approach your parents.
And I'm also telling you,
it takes a lot of boldness to even start up with a traditional marriage.
Phyllis,
Phyllis, it takes a lot of boldness.
Okay.
So if he's gone to see your parents and he's actually done the right thing, as a woman, why don't you wait and say, oh, if he's able to take the first step, that means he can take the second step. Let's do this.
But then again, why don't we do the two together and save ourselves
exactly. Exactly. But marriage, traditional marriage is marriage. Why are you thinking of the church marriage? Why are you thinking of a wedding? Number one, ladies think about wedding because of the glam and all that.
I have a question. So say I am dating somebody who is not a Ghanaian. Okay. They're not friendly to the traditions of Ghana. Now we've agreed that we're going to do the traditional marriage the Ghanaian way, and then we're going to do the white wedding his way. Then would you say
that is a wedding? That is the proper marriage. Yeah, go and find out about Zimbabwe. How much they pay for bride price?
And India so swear. India
every country or every nation has their traditional marriage. So if you do the traditional marriage. I've seen Tanzanians do traditional marriage ceremonies in Ghana. And they did it, they blended the two of them together. There are some who do it according to the lady's country or place of birth. Yeah. You see, so if someone does this for you, that means he's capable, he has a vision to do the wedding for you. No, but
from this guy, his broken pen story, he has something to hide.
He doesn't have anything to hide.
Yes, he doesn't have anything to hide. Why are you telling us you're playing the waiting game? Why you insist? Is the marriage sex for you?
But in the spice it up, you can't take that out of the marriage.
The sex will spice it up. Of course.
Exactly.
But
so you know a man can marry you because of sex.
Oh yes, we've heard so.
I hope my mother is not watching.
That.
You see,
Phyllis, the thing is, the guy has made the girl realize something. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is why the girl is pushed. If you look at even from the guy's own statement, the girl is saying that take me to church for the pastor to bless
us.
Listen. That's what he's saying. Take me to church for the pastor to bless the marriage. Okay. Then we can consummate and we see ourselves as husband and wife. Okay. Boss, you've played the waiting game. Take your wife to church.
Sunday,
and already, listen, already, this is a lady, okay? I want you to know the lady he's dealing with. He's not smart knowing the lady. Because there was no money, you did something for the traditional marriage so that you can see. The woman didn't complain. So when you come with your budget, the woman will accept. Do you get it? This is traditional marriage, a cow papa, but then with the little that you had, the woman agreed for us to do the traditional marriage. Okay, Kai, speak your terms to the lady. Okay, sweetie, this is what I have. Okay, let's do this. Then that is where you come to know that Lord, if the woman is interested in the glam and all those things.
Haven't you realized that for most of the white weddings, they don't do anything home. No. They stand in church, they'll do cocktail by, you drink your cocktail, you eat your meat pie, go home.
The lady wants to sign.
Sign for what? So that they can be able to do or carry out the agenda they want to carry.
What agenda?
I was reading something on that agenda. So that when you want to, she knows that you are bound by law. So she can do whatever she wants to. Haven't you realized people who intentionally enter into marriage and they agree for signings and then they want divorce? Exactly, that is a mindset. No. Because if you are coming because you love me, what is church? What is your parents know me?
You see,
I'm not going anywhere.
What you
they
are
know
saying?
My house. Where am I going?
What you are saying? What you just said right now? That she's rushing into the. She's not the one that.
She is.
No, it's the guy. The guy wanted to have sex with her.
Of course.
No, I'm coming. Here, who rushed was the guy.
No, the
girl said no sex before marriage. You get it. The guy knows, then let me do the marriage so that I can have sex with you. Let's do the traditional marriage.
Now he's making me question his love.
But traditional marriage is the right thing.
It's
the right
traditional
thing.
marriage is also considered to be.
But what is the mindset behind it?
What is the mindset of the lady to wishing to go to church? Because if your mother, if your father has agreed, who is the pastor? Who is the lawyer? Who is the judge?
You know
what? Your parents have agreed.
I think
what are you
that
looking?
if we stay on this particular thing, we're going to die. But we're going to. Pokia, what is your take on sex before marriage?
No, I wouldn't.
I don't Felix didn't sound fun and What is your take on sex before marriage?
I think it's not a good thing to do.
Of
course, because
okay, let's go.
In our modern Ghana now, we've normalized it that you can have sex before marriage, but then it's the wrong thing.
But what about the people that are arguing that you have to taste tests before?
No, whatever you want to taste test, when you get inside, you can do it. So what's all yours? Why are you rushing before it?
Wait, so you don't have sex with somebody before marriage, and then you enter into sex, and then you realize that their sexual performance, you don't like it. You don't even like how their genitals.
That is why Dr. Amuzi is there. He will help you. He will help you.
Okay, Fred.
Yes.
Your take on sex before marriage?
I think biblically it is not right.
Yes.
But then society has made it a norm. Okay, that I mean, say if you didn't even sleep with your wife before marriage, you slept with somebody.
Somebody before.
You slept with somebody.
You have died.
You get it, and that person is going to marry somebody. Okay, your wife that is probably, unless she's a virgin.
Like me.
But your wife that is your wife that is saying that sex before sex after marriage probably has slept with somebody. Okay. So when you look at all this sectorial notions, and it still doesn't make it sense. Okay, but then I think biblically that is what we are supposed to do.
Yeah,
but our system
system not shifting. There's a shift in the system.
You get a system.
Felix.
Why you have
system no I shift.
I shift. There's a system. I'm very forth.
You get it.
What is your take on sex before marriage?
You know. They say, show me your friend and I'll show you your character.
Yeah.
So if you're my friend and you're a virgin, that means I'm a virgin. So I think it's not right. Sex before marriage is not right. Like she was saying, that when you enter, there are things to do. If someone is not performing, before performance, when you go to the National Theatre, before performance, what do? They rehearse.
Yes.
So you can teach. During
so let's do the rehearsals before marriage.
No, it is during the marriage, okay? When we get married and you find out that... So that's why you have to... You see, when you go to counseling, all these things are... You are asked all these things. Yeah. They are counselors, okay? When you go for... what's the name for counseling? Okay, they give you questionnaires. I don't know if you've heard about that before.
I haven't gotten married before, so I don't know. Please.
I don't know if you've heard about that before.
I've seen.
Freddie,
there are questionnaires given to you, and then there are questionnaires given to you, and then you find out if the two of you are compatible based on the answers given. In those questionnaires, there are questions about sex. It's not just have you had sex before. They are asked about your past. Okay, there are some counselors, after these things they give it to you, the woman, to read. When you go through these things, you find out whether you and the person whether you are compatible or not, because you find out a lot of things that you don't know based on the questions that are asked you. Okay,
I wouldn't want to know, because what if my own is 1, then I check the person will assist me.
So that is why a lot of people, when you go to church, the church setting, a lot of people, breakups happen there. Sometimes it's not just sickness. So sometimes it's not just the you are AO, you are OA, you are sometimes the questionnaires. Okay, after the counselor takes you through something called sex therapy. Okay, you are asked all these things, and then after that, you are left to discuss these things. The man can say, "Oh, me, I like kissing." The woman can say, "Oh, me, I don't like." There are women like that. I like this kind of thing. I don't like this kind of thing. All these things during the counseling, you discuss, and a lot of people find out that, oh, this person, I can't stay with the person, okay, but because of society, okay, they will decide to go along, and then it brings a lot of problems. Why am I saying this? Before you get married to someone, find out about their financial life, find out about their societal life, how they think, but don't forget to find out about their sexual life. Else you'll be frustrated, and there are a lot of people who are frustrated in marriage because of this sex thing, because it's not talked about.
Now, I'm happy you mentioned frustration. That is what is bringing
Sexual
me to my other...
frustration.
Exactly, because look, let's be very honest. We all know that biblically it's wrong. When we, even in the cultural settings, it might be a tad wrong. But then again, we've reached a point in we're in a generation where the foods we eat, the kind of activities we involve ourselves in, it takes a toll on us, even on our sexual prowess.
Yeah.
So imagine we don't have sex, and then I get married to you, and then after 2 minutes you are telling me that you are tired, you are this, you can't do that. Even the type of things that I would want to explore, you're able to do that. Is that not grounds
So
for
that is the discussion I was talking about. That's the discussion.
It's the testing shit.
You don't test having children before.
No, that is why we have
you don't test a lot of things.
Protections.
You don't test a lot of things. No, you have to find out. In the conversation, you find out.
Yeah, yeah. When it comes to sex, okay, it varies.
Yeah.
Today, you can have sex with your husband. He'll be on a high pitch. Okay. Tomorrow, he might be low. Okay. So it breaks. So maybe when you did it before the marriage, he was on that high. Yes, he was on that.
Agility was
really bad.
Yeah, he was on that high notes. Okay, so he was able. Even his first round was hitting like 2 to 3 minutes, and you thought, say, oh yeah, manya power.
2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, first. I mean first round.
The way Philip is making some calculations in his head.
Do you get it? So you see, fatigue when they set in, and then as the person is growing, things begin to change in the system. You mentioned earlier on the type of food we eat. They all have adverse effects on our system. Do you get it? So it's not to test to know. I always tell people that, you see, when you say let's get to know ourselves before we get married, you are getting it wrong.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yes, even married people are still getting to know themselves.
Each other, yeah.
You get it? So that period is not a basis for waiting, for knowing yourself.
But it gives you a clue.
It gives you a clue, but a wrong clue.
No, I'm coming. Imagine this girl. Imagine this girl getting married to this guy, telling him you can go and sleep with a prostitute. I'm sure that's how she would say it.
No, Phyllis.
You understand?
No, I'm coming.
So imagine someone like that.
No, I'm coming. This is it. I'm talking about when you are not married.
Okay.
I'm not talking about being
when
married. I'm talking about when you are not married. Okay. Are you sure that if you are dating, okay, and you have this shirt that is torn up to this level, you can wear it to Ya's house?
No, I won't. No, that I won't.
Good. Okay? It's a character. But because you don't want to lose Ya, even if you don't have this, you go and borrow. Maybe you are my friend, you come and borrow.
Oh, I'll come and borrow.
That is it. That is a borrowed character. Okay? But in marriage, you don't mind Ya coming to see you wearing this that is torn to this level because you are married, and that is your real self. You get it? That is why quickly, some years into the marriage, you will tell Ya, Michelle, what's the Debbie? All what you saw was not Ya.
Borrowed character.
Because Ya didn't want to lose you, she has to borrow characters. Ya, it be or down solid 10 a.m. But Freya said,
when I sleep, I wake up at 10. So if you want to marry me, please know this.
When you call Ya, I'm coming to visit you. That is sharp.
6 a.m.
6 a.m.
My proper.
She's awake, swept the room, and bring this. But when you come,
Hey, wife material.
then you begin to tell your friends.
Charlie, this woman.
The woman be neat. Charlie, the woman be serious.
You know, one time I met a woman.
Before I'll go there, Charlie, the place be neat.
Everything is neat.
Over there, when you marry her and you bring her to the house, 1 week no sweeping.
Madam,
You know what I wanted to say?
Did you get it?
One time I met a woman. In 2 weeks, I went to call my mother. Let's go and see the woman.
You loved her?
Because of the way she arranged things.
Oh.
You know, so I wanted to marry her. That's just by the way. Anyway, so
it cast.
Oh, it don't cast.
It don't cast.
It don't cast.
So you see, before and after, when it comes to relationship, it can never be the same.
But you see, that's why you have to visit her unaware. There are things you have to do. Visit her unaware. Sometimes you have to look at the way when you correct her. You see, sometimes you have to intentionally correct her. Look at the way she receives correction. You see, there are some things as a man you will do. Don't you hear men actually angering these women to find out exactly?
And
you
again,
have to.
And again, let me come to you. And again, let me come to you. Assuming you are dating Ya. Okay. And Ya offends you. Ideally, you, what she did in marriage, you will never let it go like that. I'm coming. But
because we're talking about this, so when you say I'm coming, say it well.
I know it takes you to come. Because you are dating, when she comes and say, "Oh, please, I'm sorry, forgive me." All right, it's okay. Let's. But in marriage,
you won't be able to let go easily.
You won't let it go easily like that. Okay, you see. When you meet the person, you need to set the rules of engagement. You get it?
Yeah.
Let the person know who you are. Let them know who they are dealing with. Yeah. Let them know who they are dealing with. I met a lady, and she was like, when you call me after 10, I won't pick.
Really?
Yes.
Did you find out why?
The truth.
10 p.m.
No. She said, it's after 10 p.m. is disturbance. Whether you
your
are
boyfriend,
whether you are dating or, you see, if you should understand her that this is who she is, you will never get problem with her. But people are thinking that she's too known. No,
that's what I'm thinking.
No, she's being honest with you. That is her. So. You see, she has shown you who she is.
And I actually think that in marriage, if she's not receiving calls after 10 p.m., you as the husband will actually be very happy about it.
Why would I be happy? If you're dating a high-valued woman, at 10 p.m., if she works, if you use as an example, is a working class lady.
Look,
she has to host a program. She comes home at 10. At 10, her producers will call her. After 10, there are partners, there are people who want to talk to her, engage her on something.
But would definitely have the rules.
It doesn't apply to anybody.
Look, let me tell you this.
Housewife,
this is the type of person that I am. Before, I used to take calls around 12, 11, 1 a.m. thereabouts. But getting into mainstream media, I started to put certain stops to certain things. Right now, the only person that can actually wake me up from my sleep is my producer. She's my producer, not even my director. My producer is the only person. And I'll tell you what, this morning she texted me around like 12 a.m. thereabouts to tell me something. And I have set these rules down. Unless you are my producer or you are my boyfriend or fiancé or husband, do not call me. Every time I tell people, even if it's business, I tell you that by 10, my phone is even on do not disturb.
You have placed these guidelines for yourself. But there are people who are not like that. But you have to explain to your partner, say, 10 p.m. mean to be pick a call. You see, sometimes you have to let them understand why you cannot pick call.
Yes.
And you see, every relationship is costive. It will take something from you. There are things that you don't do, but because of a relationship, you do them.
You do them.
Yes. Nanti, because of relationship.
I am happy because of relationship, you do them.
Because you don't want to lose the person.
Exactly what I'm
calling you at 11 p.m. and you are telling me
what a break. I'm happy you said because you love them, you do them. Pokia, if you loved your partner enough and you're sexually frustrated, or if you were sexually frustrated and you love your partner and your partner tells you, Okay, you know what? If you're sexually frustrated, you should go and have sex with other people. What would you do?
I wouldn't take that.
Why?
Why would my partner go in for another person?
Well, you're sexually frustrated. He cannot give it to you. He loves you so much. He says, you know what? Go out, have fun, see other people, eat people for me, my love.
At the end of it all, I'll come back to him. So whatever it is, there should be a communication. I cannot just go, you cannot give it to me. However, we are going to sort it out. I'm not going out. This Accra, you are going to share your partner with somebody.
I love it. This Accra.
This Accra.
Accra.
Yeah, there's love in Accra.
Accra, yeah.
There is love
for
in
business.
Accra.
This Accra, you want to share your partner.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Nah.
If you share your partner in Accra, but before we continue with that, you know, this conversation, we actually stepped out into the streets of Accra. The Accra you are mentioning.
Yeah, Accra, okay.
And we shared this story with some people, and this is what they had to say.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, as a man, you know, if your woman is able to give you this kind of freedom, it frees you from so many trauma. You know, they always say that sex actually heals. Do you get it? So if you starve me and you want me to go out there, then you are being a good man to me, and I'll appreciate it a lot, and I'll do it gladly. Yeah, at least I wouldn't hide it.
Imagine trying to say, get on your right, because our idea in Yabi, anything music on your right.
They say, why if you didn't so quite sorry, the answer ordinance.
Also, yeah, ordinance.
Now, for me, it doesn't make sense at all, because I believe that both of them came together and understood each other before they put on the traditional wedding and stuff. So for the lady to come up that until they do the white wedding before they will both have sex there, I think the lady is up to something. Yeah, for me, the lady is up to something. So if I'm to be the guy, naturally, I have to go back because it's like a kind of pressure and stuff. So, Charlie, I can't stand that.
And again, the parking in Yamago para say because on to me can't me say only me date, you know, yeah, me kofa girl for a bunch and I mean, me date, you know, and you know, over parking in Yamago, and I'll bet you say, then I mean, family home can sana my yet in one idea. So catch them.
This story, like, I don't get it. Why will she say if the husband can't control himself, he should go and get a prostitute? There's a reason attached to it, because no, it's either the lady does like she doesn't love the man or something. Because
if really the guy loves the girl, and then you have to wait small. I think in a time the girl will change. Yeah. After the white wedding, the girl will change, probably. That's my view.
Actually,
now, this is a mixed emotion, mixed vibe type of answers we got. Some people are like, oh, me, I will gladly go sleep with a prostitute. Others are like, oh, but you can't keep a man waiting like that. While others too are like, young man, if you want to enter the somewhere, then go and do the white wedding. It's not that big of a deal. However, when the story was posted on our social media pages, some people had some things to say. So look at some of the comments. Now, the corporate guy said, what if the white wedding comes next 3 years? Prostitution, Zala. I feel your pain, bro. Amacheba says, the story isn't complete. How long till the church wedding? If he can't wait, then they should do the wedding immediately. Yvonne says, it's so sad most people of today no more regard traditional marriage as the ideal marriage. My dear, I suggest you involve her parents or an elderly person if possible, because this should not be happening. I pray things work out for you well. Makafui says, my take on this issue, your lady might be hiding something, or genuinely she really wants a church wedding first for godly reasons. It's a 50-50 something, but she needs to understand that traditional marriage is actually marriage regardless of court or church wedding. So she needs to avail herself as a wife to you, because the Bible said, where 3 or more are gathered, he, God, is in their midst. Then also, if you're in love with her, then you would have to wait till she is ready. But if you love her, then you need to really look at this situation and part ways. Because me, cry, I don't understand him. Masa, there's difference between being in love with someone and just loving someone. Choose one and know your stand, because clearly she isn't serious to the extent of telling you to go in for a shower there, Papa. Why up na her maturity level is not leveling crab se. Marriage is for deep-minded people, not in collar minds. Think about it and decide well. All the best, Bossu. Another person says your wife is hiding something. Then Cece says that is weird. I understand her belief that she wants to be married before God. But normally, as long as there's a pastor, he represents the church. If he blessed you guys and your union, that's it. But what's very weird is someone acting like they are very religious and want to do the right thing, yet she's telling you to commit adultery. I don't know what woman that loves her man would tell her man to cheat on her. It does not make sense. She's hiding something that cannot be. She's hiding something that cannot be someone that is in love and that's religious. My brother, do your investigation because something does not add up here. Smith says, brother, find another woman because this one is not here. Ikia said, you sure this your wife no be hermaphrodites? Sandy says, what did you actually promise her? Maybe she doesn't want to give birth before the white wedding, or she's not sexually active. But the traditional wedding is actually the wedding. To tell you to go for a prostitute isn't a good thing to say to your husband. If only she knows the consequences. Did you have counseling before the traditional marriage? If yes, take her back to the counselor or talk to an elderly person about it. For your own good, don't go for a prostitute. Why? Pray to God for strength. Na says, some women though, the traditional wedding is the marriage safe. Just pray about it. Ekiadio is, wait, is she a virgin? If yes, he should deal with it because that people, they are matter planes. Also, it's sad how we Africans have been brainwashed into making righteous anything that comes from the West. Traditional marriage is the actual marriage. If not, why is it a requirement before church wedding? The lady is not serious. Lionel says, I don't even know who told my generation that traditional wedding is not proper marriage. God help Mother Africa. Lydia says, don't take her word seriously. You can report this issue to family elders because I think the engagement is the real marriage. And God Winnie Plus says, but to me, the marriage has been done. Didn't any pastor pray at the engagement? Now, wow, I just can't think far. And Thrifty Hub says, we'll come back later after processing everything. Before we went to listen to the Vox Bob and read the comments of our social media pages, I asked a question. What will you say to a partner that is telling you to go and have sex with another person? Felix, what would you do if your wife told you, you know what, I can't give you the sex, go and have sex with a prostitute?
First of all, I want to deal with the guy that first spoke.
Yeah, from the Vox Pop. Yeah.
If the girlfriend is watching, on Jan is here. Because
yes,
a red flag.
I'll gladly do it.
In as much as we're having fun, we have to understand that there are a lot of diseases in town. I don't know if you're on Twitter. There are people who come out to confess that I have HIV, I have this, and I'm giving it to boys. So I don't know if you've seen that before.
Plenty,
and they are serious.
on Twitter.
And they are serious. There are people like that who confess. They say, if I have this, I'll make sure everybody has it because I didn't. It. Exactly. So you have to be aware of that. In as much as the person, I know there are people who will gladly go. They will not necessarily sleep with prostitutes. They will sleep with other people. But you asked the question that if I was the one, I think I'm breaking up if I am the one. You said that too, because number one, you can't sexually frustrate me and still give me bad instructions. You see, traditional marriage, I've seen your parents, we've settled it. I've paid your dowry. See, so I think I'll go for my money. I'll look for another person. You understand? I'll look for another person because it's serious for a lady to tell you something like that you can go out and then look for. I mean, we will understand. I know we make promises, but sometimes along the line there are things that come to intercept the promises. Yeah. Oh, maybe he's not ready in terms of money. He knows you, the lady. Every man knows his lady. He knows what his lady wants. He knows what the catcher will say. Oh, where do you know? Sunday. You see what you said on Sunday. Yeah. Some they want it on Saturday. 11 a.m. prompt. You, the man, you wait. And then they will take their time and then enter with their dads at 2 p.m. Once everybody is in. You see, and the pastor will preach a long message.
Felix, I would like to be at a wedding because this one,
there are people like that. They have this fantasy kind of a wedding. We wear white.
No. I think no, Felix is shading me because
No, I'm not.
I have that fantasy.
Fantasy wedding. I want to wear a
I want
Cinderella
my
gown.
husband to, when he sees me walking down the aisle, there are tears
Then
in
he'll
his
start
eyes,
crying.
and then he's asking for a tissue, and then I just smile at him and I tell him, I told you this day will come.
Yeah, you can give it to your husband. You see, they have these fantasies. So if you go and tell him, say, oh, let's economize the wedding, they know how they will blow up. So he's telling you, relax. There are many factors. Right now, the economy is not good. Right now, even in my pocket is not. We've done the traditional. Let's look at other business opportunities. Let's invest in it. Sometimes there are men who are even afraid of crowd. I'm telling you, there are some men who cannot even stand and talk in front of people.
Yeah.
They are shy. There are men who want things to be done in discreet. You understand? So if things like that happen, I think you should have patience. Okay, traditional marriage. Udi share kakra. Our wedding no. Wedding.
What happens
you see, he was stating facts. You see, the forgiveness, the things that happen in marriage. Marriage is a lot of intentionality. That's why they say it's not for boys and girls, because you find out the person doing some things when they are in relationship, but in marriage the person will change, and the changes will happen. It's been stated that women change at least every 6 years.
Hey,
so yes,
women, we they die for you. But
every 6 years.
I mean, I do understand you. Quickly, Nana. Let
me say something funny which
say okay no ni we are a baby.
When he said, oh, obekwa busian ho and tell them that ode de akabia there was this wedding and the akunta, the brother, that's the brother to the lady that was being the brother was like they men ko jiska kese bia o de magia ye 50 cedis because me say okwi you never at least me cousin part of bombisia 50 and no magina me ama like that's by the way. You see, I want to give the guy an advice. If he really wants to know whether the wife...
What advice no? What advice no? Since you want to give an advice, I'm going to merge it into my favorite segment of the show.
Okay.
Look into my eyes.
Okay.
To know. So I will name the that. So guys, even before Nana speaks, we're going to be doing Look into My Eyes. Look into my eyes. Ooh. Look into my eyes. Into Nana kasachire won.
All right, so this is my little advice to the guy in question. Sometimes it becomes difficult when we are dealing with some issues like this because we only hear one side, one party. We don't know the rest. Because I'm thinking about it. How would the lady just stand up and tell you that, oh, if I can't satisfy you, go out and sleep with a prostitute? I'm sure maybe the man has once said, if you won't give it to me, then I'll go out. You get? I'm sure some of these things happen, and then for the woman also to say, and then go out and sleep with a prostitute. You get it? But this is what I want to tell the man. If he really wants to know why the wife needs that white wedding, he should look at the friends of the wife, okay? If they are all married, he should look at how their wedding was. You know, girls, when they are friends, there are things they tell themselves. Me, I want a white wedding. Me, I want this. Me, I want that. So because the friend has also done that, she also wants to do same. Okay, but if you look at the questions that came from the Instagram, okay, you could see that the girl doesn't have any problem. She knows that the moment the guy sleeps with her, that's the end of the white wedding. So she's also using that to have her white wedding. My boss, if you've done the traditional marriage, this is your wife, somebody you say you love so much. I mean, use your own budget. Do something little for her. Just sign in church. And when you are done, you just have your wife.
Okay.
Now, when he comes back and he said this, we know what to tell her.
Pokia, Mipacho, look into my eyes this segment. You're going to look directly at your camera and then just a brief advice. Very quick one.
Okay, so I think that there should be more of communication, because let's say the lady is a virgin and then she hasn't done this thing before. She might be afraid that when she do this thing with you, when she have sex with you, she's probably going to get pregnant. And then most people wouldn't want to get pregnant or want to have a baby before their white wedding. So you two should sit down to yourself and then talk. There should be a mutual communication. Like, you have to talk deep down to know why she's insisting that she wants this. You have to get her down. I don't know how you are going to talk to her, but then you have to sit her down and then talk to her. There should be this mutual communication between you two, so you can get to know why she even said whatever is stated, that go in for a prostitute or anything. Because as they said earlier, the sexual I don't know,
frustration.
Yes, it varies from each person. So sit her down and then know her better. You might not know her better during your relationship, like your dating stage. So as you are married, like for their traditional wedding, you should sit there down and then talk to her. There should be this mutual communication. That is what.
Like Pokia said, there should be communication. Felix, I know what he's going to say. So I'm going to say.
What am I going to say?
I know what Felix is going to say. He's going to tell you that biblically, you don't have sex.
I was even going to sing Kim Palute's song for the guy.
But guys, like my guests and I have said, personally, I'm just going to say this. Everybody is different. I am the type of person that wants. I don't have like a dream wedding per se, but I want to have all of this because I see my parents do it. And I just want to replicate the same thing because it was beautiful. They are beautiful memories to look back on. So guys, we're closing the curtains on tonight's show. Our area by force. If you cannot do, although you will just walk away and go. But I hope we were able to mend this pen to the best of our abilities. Before we go, Bedway says I should remind you that Ayesoko, their customer may be big, but Bedway's cash out is bigger. They're giving you the opportunity to cash out a portion of your ongoing bets or even set your bets to cash out automatically. All of this to give you way more control over every thrilling bet you place. Remember to sign up today at betway.com.gh. Remember, terms and conditions apply. And all bets are regulated by the Commission of... Hey. All of these are regulated by the Ghana Commission...
Gaming Commission.
Where they know?
The
Gaming Commission of Ghana, guys. Remember, no under 18 betting. Betway, get way more. We want to say a big thank you to Telecel Ghana, Betway, Nax, Calabash, and Cocktail. To our crew backstage, to my guests, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Tane, my name still remains Yavita. We will crush.